cave was created by Plato on ancient Greece. It goes something like this. Imagine there are three people who are immobilized by rope. They cannot move. They cannot move their heads. And they are facing a wall of a cave. Behind them there's a fireplace. Each day, someone from the outside comes, carrying something from the outside world. And using the fireplace, he casts the shadow into the wall the men are facing. This is everything they have known from their entire lives. Just obscure shadows in a wall. That's what creates the reality. So they start studying the shadow, they start analyzing the shadow and playing a game. Until one of them can understand the shadows and say what comes next of the shadows. But one day someone escapes the ropes. He analyzes the cave and escapes the cave. And he is dumbfounded in amaze by the huge diversity that exists in the actual reality outside the cave. He starts studying, analyzing and studying what reality is, trying to understand it. And he has never experienced something like that. When he starts feeling comfortable with his minimum understanding of what this is, he decides to go back into the cave to try and tell everyone else that there is something else beyond their quote-unquote reality of the shadows. The other people are scared of him. They are scared of reality. They are scared of uncertainty. They threaten him. They threaten to kill him unless he leaves. They are scared. And so they decide to stay inside the cave forever. This is the allegory of the cave. It tries to explain the job of the philosopher as the person who escapes, to try to convince everyone else that there's something else outside. That's the job of the philosopher. We do not understand the universe or reality itself. Our science becomes obsolete when we try to go subatomic and understand how everything works. And also, if we try to go big scale to understand all the universe, we cannot measure anything. Our senses, our basic senses are really, really bad. Hearing, sight, touch, they are very basic, they are limited. We cannot use them outside of a very small fraction of what? The whole spectrum of reality. We cannot hear but a small part of frequencies. Our sight is even more limited, and honestly, the rest of our senses are laughable at their capacities of understanding. We could say that we have these huge machines that helps us sense things we can't see like humans. And we wouldn't be wrong, but these machines are just as flawed and as limited as our senses, if not more. After all, most of them are just trying to see a part of reality we can't see as humans. But in doing this, they forget other parts, and they ignore other parts. Or maybe they're just trying to enhance these basic senses. My point is, they are based on our imperfect senses, and thus they can't be perfect. They can't understand the whole of reality by using them. We do not know what's outside our cave of science, this cave of science and understanding, human knowledge. We don't even know the cave. We can't understand the full capacity of the cave. We are just barely starting to turn our heads just a little bit away from the shadows and trying to see into the cave and what is inside the cave. We are starting that process when we should have started this a long time ago. After all, the only way for us to truly experience reality is by perceiving it with our limited and imperfect senses. So basically, all we know is we don't know anything.